Hi everybody, welcome to Bulletproof Underwear, episode number 53.
That's right, episode 1, season 2.
The second season begins, year 2. We are here, your good old trusty host Yam Juice.
And I'm your host, Flex.
And we have our guest today, the one, the only, Mad Mo. She is also Toby Pace. She is also a terrific looking gal gamer. Welcome.
Crazy people.
Hey,
So here we are, a new year.
Oh, leprechaun sideburns.
Yeah, you got
look at
leprechaun
that.
sideburns?
Your lucky sideburns.
Oh, he's after me, Lucky Charms.
Yes, right. Paige bought these for me. Now watch this. Not only have they have another pair of sunglasses on underneath.
That's like that movie Airplane, where he takes off the sunglasses and he's got another pair on underneath.
Isn't that a great movie?
I love that show.
It is
Leslie
a great
Nielsen.
movie.
Leslie Nielsen is a Northern Canadian fellow, or was a Northern Canadian fellow, and his brother was our elected member of Parliament for many years. And Leslie used to come up all the time and go camping at his brother Eric's place out at Quiet Lake. And we got to meet him a few times, and he'd come into town and come down to the local pub and play pool with everyone, everything. Real nice guy.
So you got to meet
Pretty
Leslie
cool.
Nielsen?
Oh yeah, lots of people in Whitehorse got to meet him. He was just part of the local scene here when he was alive.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I always liked that guy. You know, when he was like doing serious movies, he was so good at what he did, like Poseidon Adventure and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then when he comes out and does the comedy, it's like he's amazing.
He's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it's funny. Yeah, he was a very very nice man. So lots of his nephews and other family members still live here in town. They're actually, the Nielsen family are quite big in Whitehorse and business and politics and quite well known. But we went old school with them and everything, so they're just the people that we know. So
I had a brush with fame once.
What was your brush with fame, Flex?
Well, I was at the Alice Cooper concert with my friends, and we saw the bus leaving, so my friend drove 90 miles an hour to keep up with the bus.
mm-hmm.
And they literally stopped in my hometown to get gas. So my friend was in a wheelchair. We wheeled him up there and we said, could we meet Mr. Cooper? Well, it wasn't Alice Cooper's bus. It was Tesla, the other band's bus. And they're like, well, why don't you guys come on in and have a few drinks with us? I mean, we sat on the bus with the nicest guys in the world, drinking Jack and Cokes with them and stuff. They sat there for like 3 hours out of their time, that they should have been driving, talking to us. Really nice guys.
All right, well, it sounds like it doesn't take much to give them an excuse to drink Jack and Coke.
They had a case. They had a case.
So did you have any brushes with fame?
Yeah, Yam, have you had any brushes with fame?
Okay, I used to work at Guitar Center, which is a retail music store, and it's like, the band Creedence Clearwater Revival? Well, the lead singer for that band, how come I can't think of his name?
John Fogerty.
Yeah, John Fogerty, that's right. He came in with his son. His son was about 14 or something like that. And he was buying his son all kinds of gear, expensive, cool shit that when I was 14, I would have shit myself to get that kind of cool stuff. So I'm at the accessory counter, and we're selling like the stomp boxes and effects pedals and stuff like that. So he makes a nice big purchase, and I write him up, and he and I met him and everything. So he writes a check. So by our policies, I had to ask for his ID. I had to ask for his driver's license.
That's
Hey,
great.
and then you got to find out where he lives so you could stalk him.
I should have wrote it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was kind of cool. I'm sort of a Creedence fan. I'm kind of a blues dude.
They're a great band.
Oh, that's good stuff.
They were formed right down the street from us here. We're in Oakland, but they grew up in El Cerrito, which is just a couple of little suburbs up north from here.
Cool. I'm thinking I've had a few brushes with fame, mostly with famous politicians in Canada, but I had one brush with a fame with a well-known movie star. It was rather embarrassing, but what I did, I was on my way to Ottawa for meetings, and had overnighted in Vancouver, and I'd been out the night before with a friend of mine who was traveling to Ottawa too. We went to the casino in Vancouver, and we were up really late, and we were getting on a really early flight in the morning, and I was supposed to meet her for breakfast, and I woke up and I'd slept in, and back then I had really long, dark brunette hair, and
dyed brunette, of course. Dyed brunette, of course.
No. My natural color is brunette, but
no. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. No, go on.
It's gone completely gray. My hair's completely gray. This is just a few platinum foils over top of the gray. But anyways,
at least you got the skunk do going on like I do there.
Yeah.
So okay. So you had the long hair.
I got up in the morning and I was late, so I pulled on a pair of slacks and a black turtleneck with black slacks, and they were linty and everything from being out, and I was in a rush, and I just kind of dragged a brush through my hair real fast, and I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, your hair looks like a broom with the bits.
Never heard that expression.
Haven't heard that one.
Broom with a what?
Broom with the fits. You know, having the fits. Anyways,
okay.
My hair looked like a broom with the fits, and I just looked like a mess, and I'm racing down from the fancy hotel that's attached to the Vancouver airport, which is way over in the international section, down to the domestic flights, and going to beat the band, pulling all this friggin' luggage, and I'm late, and I went to one of those self-check-in kiosks, and so I'm putting in my information with my card and everything, trying to get my boarding pass and stuff, and it spits out your luggage tag, so it spit out the luggage tag, and I put them on, and I just turned around, and I just started dashing away because I was late. There was a big long lineup to check in, and I see this, you see the corner of your eye, someone that's really gorgeous, but you don't have time to look because you're in a rush. Anyways, I saw a man who was stunning. Oh my God, but I didn't have time to really look to see who it was, and he walks right past me just as I leave the kiosk, and he stops and he grabs my boarding passes that I'd left in there. He says, "Excuse me, miss." And I turn around and I look. Who am I looking at? As close as I am to my computer monitor, holding my boarding passes, is George freaking Clooney.
Oh,
because he goes through Vancouver all the time, and like people don't get in a big, huge blah about stars in Canada for some reason, because he goes up there skiing all the time. And he passes to me. He says, "I believe these are yours." And I look at him, and I grab the passes out of his hands, and I go, "I slept in." I grabbed them and I ran to the end of the line, and I stood there and my face went beet red. Oh God, because I could feel it just go beet red, and I turned on, he's standing there with his arms folded looking at me and kind of smiling at me like I'm a total freak show, but he's being so nice, and he kind of had a little laugh, and then he walked away. God, I was such a total idiot. But anyways,
God.
My sister hates my guts for having met George Clooney and him actually speaking to me.
So he really is a man babe, huh?
Oh my God, he's gorgeous. He is gorgeous. Yeah.
He looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
well,
I know. I can't make anyone play for the other team.
I mean, the guy. Look
that's
at
right.
the guy.
Sexiest man alive.
Mm-hmm. He's stunning. So, but more than that, I just thought it was, after I had a chance to reflect on the plane flying to Ottawa, how kind and generous he was and thoughtful to actually notice that I forgot my boarding passes and pass them to me. He didn't have to do that. So.
Turns out he's a normal guy, just like everybody else when it gets down to it.
Oh, they all are. Yeah.
Well, there's some jerk ass, full of themselves celebrities. Who'd you say?
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Oh, he's a jerk and a half. Yeah. Well, it's been many a year since he was a good-looking guy. I don't know. What do you think of Alec Baldwin? Does he float your boat?
I think on that show 30 Rock, he was pretty darn funny. Like, as
Well,
far as
he's
an
funny.
actor, I thought he did a good job of doing the comedy, and when he's on Saturday Night Live, I think he's hysterical.
Oh, God.
But I don't know what he's like as a person. But
Well,
as a
from
comedian,
everything we know, he's kind of a jerk, but he's also known as being a bald one. You know, like that's synonymous with hot-looking dude. You know, and I think it's been a little while since he was
synonymous with being a little bit, crazy. Maybe it's growing up with all those brothers, and who knows.
You heard what he did the other day, didn't you, on Twitter? He was raging about something and spewed a bunch of homophobic crap. And got called on it. A bunch of people came down on him over it and said, "Hey."
I think there's still a flap going on. I think he's
well, people should get flack in this day of age for being idiots that way.
I live in Minnesota. It's legal to do whatever you want in Minnesota. You can marry whoever you want and love whoever you want, and it's great.
That's right. Well, we don't care who you love and who you marry in Canada as long as you watch hockey.
There you go.
Oh my God!
All that matters.
No. Gay marriage is legal.
Had same-sex marriage for like 10 or 11 years or something like that.
That's what I was going to say. You guys have for a
while.
Wow.
Yeah, we were the second jurisdiction in Canada to get it. In the Yukon.
Wow. So it's now been legal in California for about 4 days.
Yeah, and I saw that interesting characters down there tried to put the kibosh on it, but the Supreme Court said no.
They said no. Actually, I'm surprised. This particular Supreme Court, I was like, I didn't know how they would go.
I don't understand what the big deal is. Because if the only reason you could say, like, it doesn't do anything to a straight marriage. Like, it doesn't turn people gay or anything.
Right. If these two guys get married, it's going to mess your marriage up. So like, I just don't.
And if you've got more people who are, uncommitted relationships, and it helps build a stable community and stable families. I think that's all a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I personally think that there should be no state involvement in the idea of any marriage at all. I made a whole video about it. It's like my concept is that marriage, okay, that's your religious thing. It shouldn't be like the state there should only, now see, this is kind of radical, but I think the state should not recognize anything except legal contracts. That's the only thing the state should recognize.
Yeah,
it's like,
but that's what marriages were all through history. Being religious is just a fairly recent thing. All through history, marriage was literally basically a business contract between a man and a woman through history.
Yeah, but I think it should be a business contract between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, a woman and a woman, or a man, two women, and a parakeet. I don't give a fuck. I think if they all
there's a skull bone somewhere.
It's like if a vacuum cleaner and a lawnmower want to be married, I'd say no, but no. You have to, in my opinion, you have to be a legal adult, and if you're a legal adult, you can, any contract that you can draw up, fine, like register it with the state. And if you want to get married, if you want to call it married, call it married. I don't give a shit. If you want to just call it a contract, call it a contract.
Yeah.
I just don't think the state should have any business on anybody's relationship.
Yeah.
I think
There's a saying about, I don't know if it was, I think it might have been Trudeau that said something to the fact that the government had no place in people's bedrooms.
There you go.
That's right.
So, anywho, look at us.
Yeah.
Look how we went into politics.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, we were just watching the San Francisco Gay Pride Parade. They telecast it. It's just across the bay from us, and I was there last year. It's a festival, baby. It's a festival. It's like nothing.
You did a video last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a video last year. In fact, I got a lot of that. That's probably got more views than just about any video I've made.
You know what got the most views on my personal page?
What?
I went to a concert to see a band called Theory of a Dead Man, and I was recording, me and Shelby were both recording some of the songs, and I posted one on YouTube. It's got 350 hits.
Cool.
So your most successful video has nothing to do with video games, and
No.
mine too.
Absolutely.
Those Pride parades in a lot of cities make a lot of money. They have a Pride Week in Toronto, Canada, and it makes billions of dollars of business in the city. Well, maybe not billions, but many millions of dollars worth of business in the city. It's a big, huge thing, and it's a huge tourist attraction. And they have a big event that happens every day of the week, followed up at the end of the week with the big gay pride parade.
Oh yeah, well you can't get a restaurant reservation or a room in the city. I mean, you had to be like you had to be getting online and doing that last year if you wanted a reservation.
No, I suppose.
So we had our first gay pride parade here in Whitehorse last week, and it's kind of funny because I was looking back about a decade ago, we were having Canada Day Parade, and for the first time ever, the union I worked with wanted to do something to recognize gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered rights and have a little pride something going on. But even though we had, have gay marriage and human rights and all the rest of that up here, it's a small place and it's in the north, so you get, your rednecks and everything. And so because it's a small community and you have no place to hide if you're out, there was nobody who wanted to be part of that little, not a float, but just that little part of the march during the parade.
Right,
it was so I volunteered. Not that I'm a gay person or anything, but because I have family members who are, lots of family members, and I support gay rights and everything. So I dressed my little chihuahua up like a little dyke. She had a little black leather Harley Davidson hat on and a little Harley Davidson scarf. And Buddy had, I think he had a big pink scarf on, and I tied the helium balloons on them. And my two dogs and I and two other people, they carried like the big flag. And my dogs and I, we marched, and we were the gay contingent of the parade.
That's great.
I'll bet you got a lot of pictures snapped.
Maybe. So, but anyways.
I don't know.
Just a little pride memory.
I think the coolest wedding that I went to was two of my friends got married, and they were both guys, and it was like my one friend, this guy was beaming. He was so happy. Mm-hmm. It was just, that was the best wedding I've ever been to. Because they really loved each other. They really cared, and a lot of times you go to a wedding and you get a whiff or a hint or a feeling that, maybe the bride or maybe the groom isn't really into this.
Yeah. Maybe it's not being done for the right reason, or. Yeah, no, I think it's such a new phenomenon in a lot of places for gay people to get married, that for them to come out and actually do that, it's not always an easy thing, because people are still being ruthlessly discriminated against. That they really, really, really are committed to what they're doing.
I live in the biggest cities. I live in the two biggest cities in Minnesota, and we have just as many rednecks here that have an attitude, and it's like, and this is a big city, damn it. I mean,
but times are changing.
They are.
Times are changing. People are changing.
There was a time there when some interracial marriages were treated exactly the same way, and now most of people in the world don't bat an eye at that.
Right, right. It's like, it's the future. It is definitely in the cards. It's like, we're supposedly working toward, advancement. Or we're becoming more enlightened. There's moments, that we take steps back, depending on the power structure, for our laws and stuff. But it's inexorably headed in that direction, and the conservatives know it, and they're freaked out.
The whole guard basically, sadly to say, die off. I think younger people aren't standing for it in all political stripes, just not standing for it. When you look at who's the most vocal, group, people who are saying like horrible things, whatever it is in the world, they're usually the kind of older older white Caucasian men who I hate to say
Yeah,
The conservatives, yeah.
Gee, I'm a demographic.
Yep.
are, but you know, it's just there's a certain group of people who just we'll all be gone one day.
That's right. That's right.
Just feed them lots of fatty foods and sugar, and
Yeah.
off they go.
So, so I'm not technically legally married, but I've been with Ann now for 13 years, I guess. So I just call her my wife and all that. So Toby, tell me about your wedding. Did you have, with you and Paul, did you have like a big wedding? Was it a small thing? Did you elope?
For both of us, it wasn't our first marriage for both of us. And we'd been living together for, oh gosh, just over a year. About 3 or 4 months into our relationship, he was starting to try to propose to me, but he was really nervous. And I was thinking, oh, I hope he doesn't, because I didn't know him well enough to commit. And I remember, I'll never forget, because we were on a drive home after me picking up from one of his gigs, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and the sun was rising. One of those, it was about this time of the year, and I knew what he was trying to work himself out to, and I said, honey, I think I know what you're going to say. Just don't talk about it right now. Let's visit this in another year. So anyways, about a year.
Oh, shut down. Oh.
No, he was just all completely relieved. And it was because I wasn't ready to, if he asked me, I would have said no, and that would have hurt. Because I made a commitment to myself that I wouldn't commit to a relationship until I really looked at a person really kind of critically.
Well, once burned, twice shy, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
so, and I had been in an abusive marriage before, and I just didn't want to go there. So
that totally sucks, man.
Yeah. So anyways, so the following February, so it was almost a year later, it was a leap year. So I proposed to him.
Sadie Hawkins.
And my son and his sons were all in on it, because I talked to them about it first beforehand to find out how they felt about it, and they were just thrilled. So we all 4 of us, that was just the 2 of his sons and my son in the household at the time, proposed to him together. So anyways, so that's what we did. And then we went on a vacation to meet his family in Ontario. And while we were there, we kind of did an elopement, sort of a wedding. So we went down there and got married at a place called Niagara-on-the-Lake. It's been voted many times as the prettiest town in Canada, and it is gorgeous. It's a little town outside of Niagara Falls. And so we had a fairly not a traditional wedding, we'll say that. It was his immediate family, and that was there. So it was just a group of about 25 of us. And I wore a black, kind of a halter top sundress, and Paul wore black. And my hair was really dark back then, and it was cut kind of Cleopatra style.
Wow, God, you got to show us pictures.
And gosh, I don't even know where the pictures are anymore. But anyways, and the brightest red lipstick I could find, and
oh my God, it sounds like vampire shit.
well, it was christened the Addams Family Wedding, and Paul wore his black jeans and cowboy boots and stuff. Like, he's like Mr. Cowboy Boots and Jeans guy. He always will be. I've never seen him in a pair of slacks. But anyways, so all the family jumped in, and they all wore black and white and
cool.
And we had we got married in a little inn. That was a nice little inn there, and we had 24 long stem red roses that were picked from an Italian rose nursery that was just 5 minutes down the road, like literally right before the wedding. And we had the inn catered food in for us, and we just made it real easy. We just made it like custom little pizzas and lasagna and tiramisu for the wedding cake and stuff that everyone would like. And we got married there. It was like a presidential suite sort of a room, so it was rooming up for everyone, and it was attached to a big swimming pool room and a library. And we got married and took a little midnight coach ride. They had those little horse and buggies that you see in little towns, and we did that at midnight, and then we all had fun as a family together, and then at the end of the night, they all went home, and that was our honeymoon room. So, so that was our wedding, and so the whole wedding, we just got little silver rings from a craft store because neither one of us are big in all the stuff that do at weddings. We're just not that kind of people, and our whole wedding cost less than $600. For the room, the food, the flowers, everything.
Excellent.
Wow,
and
that is awesome.
It was a lot of fun, and I guess the family used that as a template for a lot of weddings after that because everyone just had so much fun. There was no stress, and the kids all just ripped off their clothes and went and jumped in the pool in their underwear, as soon as the I-dos were done, and it was just fun.
Wow, I want to see pictures, man. I want to see pictures.
Something is funny you say that because I have no idea where our photo albums are. I'm going to have to go dig through the garage and find them. I haven't looked at them for years.
Well, you know what, Toby? If you can drag out a couple of pictures and you can maybe email them to me or something, I'll stick them in this. I'll stick them in this episode.
I'll see if I can find. I might have one picture in a frame. I don't know if it's a good one. Hold on. I'll just run downstairs and grab it. Okay,
so me and Flex will just fill the dead air here. So what do you think about that $600 wedding?
Holy shit, that's a bargain wedding.
That is.
See, when me and Shelby got married, Shelby's mom made wedding cakes and stuff like that and catered, so she did everything, so we didn't have to pay nothing either.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Well, see, a lot of girls though, they have this like fairy tale dream wedding in mind, and they're like, their plans involve spending like $30,000.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I've only been married once to my wife right now, and when I was younger, I did anything you could imagine and more. And I mean, a person at a party, you'd go to the party and somebody would find like a pill on the floor and go, "Hey, there's a pill. Who wants it?" Oh, I'd be the guy that would eat it.
Let's hope it's
okay. So I don't know how well you're going to see this. Maybe I'll scan it and send it to you. It's just a snap that someone took of Paul and I when we did our wedding kiss.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
There. You see, there's my father-in-law there, Harry. He's gone now. My sister-in-law, Cher.
Hold it real still. There you go. That's the money shot.
Wow.
That's the money shot. Wow, your hair does look cool. Yeah.
Yep.
That's neat.
A lot skinnier there than I am now. You can tell by my arms.
Well, you're still hanging in there, man. You're still hanging in there.
Anyways, that was our wedding.
I was just telling Yam, we were lucky. Shelby's mom was a caterer and a cake baker, so she took care of our wedding. So
did you stay at a fancy hotel or anything like that?
Well, we were staying at this inn called the Pillar and Post. And we got married in the room that was our honeymoon room. It was like a presidential suite. So the room had like this big, huge bathroom with a bathtub that fit 2 people, and it had like a big dining room table that would sit, 30 people around it, in a living room, and with a fireplace and the leather furniture, and then a bed. But the bed was folded up in the wall in one of those Murphy beds. So it was a nice one though. So we had that folded up because that was where the preacher came and did this ceremony. And then you walk through these great big double doors into one of those libraries that you imagine like a rich person would have, with like the leather furniture and the wall, like Ron Burgundy would have.
Ron Burgundy.
And then you walk through these other doors, and it was a big, huge, sort of a swimming pool with all like the glass around it, and rocks and waterfall and palm trees and everything. And it was all part of like a presidential suite. So that's where we got married. And so like Paul and the people were all out in the room. They had chairs set up, and my father-in-law walked me out of the library through the double doors up, and yeah, we had the ceremony.
Awesome.
So, but anyways, you're talking about cakes. I'm a cake decorator. haven't done it for a while, but I used to make a living decorating cakes in a couple different bakeries.
Really?
And so when my sister got married, she had me make her cake. And our family are practical jokers.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
All
She
right.
had this big farm wedding down in Alberta, which is total redneck conservative land. Lovely people, but, you know.
Very
It's
set.
kind of like Canada's version of the Bible Belt.
Right. Okay.
And,
Did not know that, but that's cool.
So I was making her cake, and I was in my Aunt Gloria's kitchen doing a cake with a rolled fondant icing. I don't know if you know what fondant icing is like.
I know. It's that
Yep.
smooth
Yes,
stuff.
it's very beautiful. So it was a 3-layer cake. It had a big round bottom, and then a cake stacked on top of that, and then pillars, and then a little cake on the top. And she wanted it done with real and icing flowers, and so that's what I was doing. This beautiful cake with all these, you know, floral designs and everything cascading down the cake. And my mom and my Aunt Gloria and Aunt Polly at the time was in her 80s, and Mom would have been in her 60s, and so would Gloria. They were asking me about this rolled fondant icing. They'd never seen this before. And I said, well, here, I'll give you some to play with. So I gave them a big lump of white icing and a big lump of pink icing. It was just a real light pastel pink. And I give it to them. And they're sitting across a table about 10 feet away from me. And I'm working away on this cake, and I hear them giggling away. And I'm wondering, what in God's name are they doing? And they're giggling away, and I look over, and here they are making penises out of the fondant icing. And Polly was a nurse, and so she's doing everything exactly.
So it's anatomically correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're all
man.
different sizes, from little miniature ones to, you know, big gazongas and everything. And they're laughing and cackling away. And I said, what are you guys going to do with that? And I see that they've got mischief in their eyes. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
So I got this cake made, and this thing is beautiful. It's got beautiful, you know, icing flowers that I made on it, and real flowers that I put like these little embedded picks with water into the cake carefully, so they had beautiful cascading real and icing flowers on it, and it looked like a little Garden of Eden. And I carefully got this thing assembled out in the big farm, big barn. They had a big barn wedding, so they all set up there, and we're all sitting out there at the tables, and I see Aunt Polly walking across the floor with her old apron on and her pockets full. And I said, Polly, what are you doing? And I see the penis poking out of the pocket, and I said, if you fall down, you know, you might just get lucky. And she starts she goes up to that cake, and all through all the flowers she puts those penises in.
How many are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking here?
That's what, 6 or 7? And I think some of them, they were about this big, and like I say, some of them were like, you know, great big
That's great.
big ones. They'd make you
Oh,
blush.
man.
And
Did you take the heat for this? Did they blame
What?
you?
so I just thought, oh my God. So the wedding goes on, and it's time for Yvonne and Ken to go, and, you know, the bride and the groom, when they stand in front of the cake with the knife to go and cut it, and they are looking at the cake, and they go to cut, and all of a sudden Yvonne notices these penises sticking out of the flowers, and she grabs the biggest one, and she hoists it in the air and says, who did this? And then she blinks, hey, Uncle Jim. Jim, was that you? And Jim was just horrified.
Poor Jim, he's taking the rap.
Well,
Jim.
probably because he didn't think of it. But anyways, and then you hear this collective gasp through the whole room. Say they're all these really ultra conservative people. Mom and Polly and Gloria in the back just laughing their asses off. Anyways,
Was that the last gig you ever got to do? It's like
That made me cry. That was funny.
I wish that they would have. Well, I guess couldn't have gone on America's Funniest Videos show, but it was pretty darn funny.
no.
Anyway,
that I hope there's some pictures
hysterical
somewhere.
laughter afterwards when she really thought about it. And Ken was just mortified, but
Oh, well, he'll get over it.
oh well, welcome to the family, Ken. So, so anyways, that's my penis cake story.
Well, it seems like there should have been equal time. The only problem is that it's just penises. Doesn't it seem like there's like an imbalance there? It should have, that somebody should have represented, the other end of the spectrum. That's my thinking.
Are you saying they should have put some tacos on there?
They should have put some tacos in there. Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh, what you drinking, Toby?
Yeah, what's on the...
It's white wine, and I'm trying to remember what it's called. Starts with a C.
Cabernet?
Nope.
No, that's red.
It's it's the brand name. I can't remember. It's good though. It's a new one. I hadn't tried it before, so saw it in the liquor store, and I thought, well, we'll give that a try.
All right. Well, me and Flex will just have to watch you vicariously.
I went in the liquor store once and grabbed a half gallon of Jack Daniels. That was pretty funny. It comes with a thing in it, a plastic thing in the bottle, so that it won't pour out very fast. So I took that right out, man. It was my birthday.
Oh yeah, I always used to take those things out. The little white thing inside there, easy pour, so it doesn't splash or whatever the hell it is. It just slows down. That
was a great birthday. I fell down the stairs and everything.
Oh my God.
They had to at the time I weighed about 300 pounds. It took 5 of them to get me back up the stairs, and then they threw me on the couch. I didn't wake up for a day.
I don't like.
Damn.
I'll have like a glass of wine or two or whatever, but I just don't. I've never liked the feeling of being drunk or anything like that. I remember even when I was younger, when you get a party and someone pass around the weed, and I remember the first time I tried it, I got so stoned. Someone passed me a bowl of Kraft dinner, and I just stood there and sat there and held it and stared at it for like 3 hours. And I thought, I don't like this. I don't like being not in control of my mind and my body and everything. So, I'll enjoy drinks. But
okay, so me and Flex probably have millions of drunk stories, but you got to have had at least one good story where you're drunk as shit.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, when we grew up, we always had alcohol in the house, but it never occurred to us. Mom and Dad always had a bottle of Canada Club whiskey, and then they always kept it in the pantry where we kept the bread and the cinnamon buns and the cookies and everything else, and just be sitting there.
Yeah.
And it never ever occurred to us to ever touch or anything, because that was Mom and Dad's. And when they got off work, they'd come home and they'd have themselves a rye and ginger at the kitchen table together, and then they'd go off, and Mom would cook dinner and Dad would do what he had to do or whatever, and it was just sort of their thing. And it never ever occurred to us to ever touch it. So I didn't know what hard alcohol was like. And we always had, at Christmas or Thanksgiving and stuff like that, or New Year's Eve, we'd always have a glass of bubbly or something. And everybody in the family would have a glass. And so, it tasted good, but we didn't really think too much of it. So the first time I got drunk, I was at a party, and everybody was drinking, and I didn't really know too much about it other than Mom and Dad drink Crown and Ginger, or not Crown, Club, CC and, it's not CC, what else is it called? Yeah, the Canada Club rye whiskey or whatever. And ginger, and, we'd have our sparkling wine at Christmas. And someone passed me a bottle of Bulletproof rum and said, "Here, chug this."
Ooh.
And I was probably all of 110 pounds at the time. I was tall as I am now, but just, rail thin. There's nothing to me. And so, and I didn't know I said, "I don't even know what that is." And they said, "You just put it back and drink as much as you can real quick." And I just said, "Oh, well, okay." And
okay.
So I didn't know. And, I was really painfully shy when I was a kid, and didn't feel very comfortable there, and I didn't know anybody, and I thought, okay, well, if this is what we're supposed to do. So I did that, and I kid you not, it was less than a minute later, I collapsed on the floor.
Alcohol poisoning.
Instant drunk.
It was I nearly killed myself. And and of course you're with a party with a bunch of kids, they don't know what's going on.
They don't know what to do.
Well, they don't even
Yeah,
know
they don't know what to do.
They just think it's funnier than hell.
Yeah.
And I don't remember too much, except I remember reaching up and trying to grab the door handle to get out. And I can't remember if I opened the door or someone else did. And I crawled home, probably 6 or 7 blocks home.
Oh my God!
Wow.
In the wintertime.
Whoa.
Lucky in the Yukon winters are, people die all the time. We had someone die here at Halloween last year, a little 15-year-old girl from alcohol, being out in the cold. But anyways, I got home and managed somehow to get the door open. And my bedroom was downstairs. I had a basement bedroom. And I opened the door, I got to the top of the stairs, and I tried to go downstairs, and I fell down the stairs into the basement.
Oh.
And I remember Fred, my brother, standing at the top of the stairs screaming for Mom and Dad to come. And Mom came around the corner, and Dad, and one of them yelled, "Oh, look what the cat dragged in." Anyways, one of them carried me upstairs to the bathroom and made me get sick all night in the toilet. And then packed me into bed. And the next morning I got up and I managed to get upstairs at some point, and Mom slammed a plate of greasy eggs in front of me, and Dad slammed down a glass of whiskey at the table.
A hair of the dog, huh?
And I just went back to the bathroom and started heaving.
Oh, yuck.
So that was my big first getting really drunk story.
First and last. That was me. Holy smokes. That's...
Yeah, I've never done that again. And so, while I've had, I occasionally will have enough to be feeling kind of
catch a buzz.
A little bit loopy, as my husband calls it. I don't drink like that because it was horrible. It was horrible.
Oh,
and I'm lucky to be alive. Because kids die up here. Every year we have somebody die, either a kid or a grown adult or whatever, from being drunk and being out in the weather here
freeze to
death every year. So, sorry, it wasn't a very funny story.
It happens. It happens
Well,
here in Minnesota. The only, I'll be
Minnesota gets cold too.
Brutally honest. The only thing that kept me alive when I was drinking, because I drank so much, was cocaine.
Mm.
Well, there you go. Here's to cocaine.
Seriously. No. Kids, no. Stay away. Toxic poison.
Yeah.
But no, that's absolutely true. I used to drink Everclear straight.
Oh yeah, I remember people used to make Everclear. They used to make a drink called Yucca Flux. Yucca Flux. It was Everclear and a bunch of other stuff, and they'd have it at the bush parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually they would just stick Everclear into punch and stuff like that because it's so nasty.
We just take a glass of water, drink some water, take a shot, take some water so it didn't burn, and voila.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can also use it really effectively to as a solvent for carburetors.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely works for
Probably
that.
use it for cleaning your barbecue.
Yeah. It gets tough stains like that.
Yeah, take all that burnt stuff off.
Yeah,
I think back now and it's like, man, what did that do? My insides. It's like, holy crap! I was drinking all that stuff, and like you, I'm lucky to be alive.
Yeah, by the grace of God, we're still upright and on the right side of the dirt.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of a buzz. You don't want to get
drunk that at all.
You don't want to get stinking drunk, but a little buzz is good for you. Yeah.
Paul delights in trying to get me a little bit loopy. He just
you were on a show one time and you were just a little loopy.
I know.
It was extra fun.
Was that the martini episode when I was in the hospital?
Yeah, it was the martini episode. I should never agree to see. I'd been drinking while I was playing a game. That was a monkey night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I was in the hospital, and you had to...
Yeah, we did a kind of an impromptu...
was there just pouring the wine glass nonstop, or the martini glass, or whatever it was. Martinis.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
he likes it. He likes it when I'm goofy. So
you saw the episode last week. Whoa, you're getting a phone call.
Cell phone.
So you saw the episode last week where we had a reenactment of the screenplay for Platoon.
Yeah.
So there's no female characters in that movie, but maybe we could have another time like that where we find another movie where we have parts for everybody.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm telling you, man. Animal House.
I'll bet you're a ham. I'll bet you we can get a good hammy performance out of you if maybe you knocked back a couple of wines.
Yeah, probably.
Have a brew. Don't cost nothing.
Yeah. Well, actually, here's an idea. This would be funny as hell. How about we do a chick flick kind of thing where it's like we get a group of people and it's like, and the dudes have to play chick parts.
Of course, that's just like what they did in Shakespeare days.
That's cool.
Yeah, but like something like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or something like that.
Thelma and Louise?
Yeah, Thelma and Louise, or
I love that movie.
Steel Magnolias. Oh, something real dramatic like Steel Magnolias.
Oh, that speech that Sally Fields does after the funeral.
Oh God!
With the helmet head and everything. Oh my God, it gets me all verklempt every time. No, you can't have that. You'll have me crying.
How about fried green tomatoes?
Yeah,
that's a good
sauce.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we'll get just the right size lobby, just the right size room, and we'll do that, and we'll try to really sell it. Really sell it.
Yeah,
but
we weren't
the guys.
We didn't sell.
But
I want to see Denjoga and Shiz and all the rest of them, get themselves the bras and everything. You got to dress with her.
Well,
I have to apologize just to tell the people out there in YouTube land. I told you guys before we started, but we just had our longest day of the year was on the last week of June, so we're still having long days, and so it's 7:30, and as you can see, the sun is like right high in the sky right now.
It looks like about 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it would be like, well, it's almost right directly above, but we get 23 hours and 10 minutes of light this time of the year. So I'm trying to find a place here. The sun's just beating in here. It's cooking on me, and I'm trying to find a place so I can...
Do you have a shade or a curtain that you can...
Yeah.
Can you draw it a little bit?
But it's going to be really dark. That
was okay.
We'll sort of do a semi, sort of...
Okay, let me know when it's good. But anyways, so if any of you want to come up, and I mean any one of you guys out there, here's the rule. You can come on up, you come on over, and I'll set you up in the spare room for a visit. And the rule is, you're not allowed to go to sleep until the sun is down, and you have to be back up when the sun is back up again. That's the rule.
No problem.
Oh my God!
No problem.
No problem.
We did that to someone years ago, and 2:00 in the morning was rolling around, or it was about 1:30. Yeah, 1:30, and they're so tired, and they wanted to go sleep, and the sun's still just blazing down. And
did you ever see that movie Insomnia?
I don't know.
It's a murder mystery, and it's like I think. Is it Al Pacino is in it, and like Robin Williams is the bad guy.
Oh yeah. He's up in Alaska or something.
Yeah, they're up where it's like it never actually gets dark,
Yeah,
and
same. Pennies on your eyes. He gets the same thing right now as I do, just like sunlight.
Yeah, but see, on the opposite end of the spectrum, you got some days where the night is constant.
Yeah.
So you gotta gather ye rosebuds while ye may.
Yeah. Well, my husband's outside weeding in the garden right now, and after we're done, I'm gonna go and join him. And we don't work tomorrow because it's Canada Day. So, but we can be out there weeding the garden until midnight, and it'll still be sunny out.
Wow!
So,
right. So, what is Canada Day, or what does Canada Day celebrate? The signing of some document, or
it used to be Dominion Day, but then it's Canada Day. It's kind of like the 4th of July, but it's celebrating the nation of Canada.
Does that coincide with the anniversary of something?
Yeah, we're 145 years old tomorrow.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's what it is, and we have probably the same as the States with 4th of July. We have barbecues and there's big celebrations that go on. We have a big park here that everyone goes to, and there's all sorts of concerts and it's like a big fair. Most parts of Canada, they do fireworks and stuff. We don't because it doesn't get dark enough for fireworks. But we'll do our fireworks in the wintertime for some other celebration. For like rendezvous. We have sourdough rendezvous in the wintertime, and it's dark out all the time, so the fireworks were great. But like we'll have a big barbecue and probably friends and family over and I'll pick up my mom in the morning. We'll go to the park, and there's like people bring their dogs, and they're all dressed up, and they have the dog fashion show contest, and
right.
Everybody's got their crafts that they make, and then they have the really good part is the swearing in of all the new Canadians.
All the new Canadians. All right.
So all the new Canadians, that people in the Yukon who are getting their citizenship, and they have a big swearing in ceremony all together. We all get a little verklempt, and then we have a big Canada Day cake, and
cake.
Free food and stuff, and
Where's the boy?
Hey Toby, maybe you could do something with your curtain because you got like this super bright. One side of your face is just bright as hell.
I'll just shut it all the way. It is so bright out there. It's about 35 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit because it's been heating up all day.
I don't know what that is either. Yeah.
It's 70, 75 degrees.
But it's like shirt sleeve. You don't have to wear any kind of jacket, right?
That's right. So I got my tank top on. Yep.
All right.
So anyways, that's what Canada Day is. Probably a lot of the same things that you do down there on the 4th of July. You guys have your holiday on Thursday.
Well, 4th of July is coming up. It's a national holiday. What a bummer it's Thursday. I wish it was Friday so we'd have a long weekend.
Yeah, if it was on the on Friday, then what I'd probably do, like what I used to do, is if the 4th of July lands on the weekend or near the weekend, we get in the car and scoot on over to Alaska, to Skagway, and go enjoy the festivities down there.
Cool. How close are you to Alaska?
It's about a 2-hour drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you could be in America in 2 hours.
Drive over the pass and down into Skagway.
Wow, it would take me a long time to drive to Canada.
It'd take me about 4 hours.
Yeah, Flex not so much.
Yeah.
Well, I used to live in Texas. It would have taken a real hell of a long time.
Oh, gee.
see the whole country.
Mm-hmm. One of these days, that's what I want to do. Want to get an RV and all night go and travel all through the states and visit all the different states.
Well, that would take a long time to visit all of them.
Mm-hmm. But if you're retired, like you can just go and spend like 8 months and just drive.
Yeah. What else you got to worry about?
RVs are awesome, man. I love them things.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like a party bus on wheels, man.
It's nice to wake up someplace where you don't have to worry about putting a tent up or taking a tent down, and if it's raining out, you've got you got a stove there to make your coffee on.
How many times have I slept in the back seat of the car because it started raining before we could get the stupid tent set up?
Yeah.
Now, see, the only obstacle that you'll have to overcome with that plan is how do you connect your game console to the internet?
Oh my God! Well, maybe by the time we do that, maybe we'll have
the dish will have the internet born.
Maybe you'll have some kind of a dish, satellite kind of deal.
I don't think we're going to be using consoles then. I think it's all going to be in our glasses or in our eye, and all we could do is kind of blink and play the game. We'll have way faster reflex.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, they already have something called the Oculus Rift, which is like a virtual reality glasses. They showed them off at E3, and everybody who tried it thought it was really cool.
So you get something like that, like glasses or implants, where the power they run on is electrical impulses that are normally in your body, so you don't have to worry about powering them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And have the internet come streaming through by satellite. There you go.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go.
Get a little
USB. While I'm doing my grocery shopping, I could be just as bad at Call of Duty then as I am with the console now.
Give you a little USB port in your neck. You can,
Yeah.
download information.
It has been nice weather and all that, but are you? It's like, are you going to be down for the Monkey Turd? Tuesday? Do you think?
I can't because my Xbox won't read discs anymore. The laser on it won't work. That's why.
You're out. You're out of the whole Monkey Turd.
And Tuesday night, Paul would come home and he'd know that dinner would be on the counter, and he knew just to, top my wine glass off and leave me alone. Because he said, "Oh, you're busy with your guys tonight," and I said, "Yeah, Tuesday night is gaming night."
Hey, what if we get up a collection? What if we get up a collection and get you a deal, so you can get up and play?
Oh, we're going to be all changing consoles here.
I got a better idea. Why don't we do a PS3 night once in a while again?
That would be fun.
You know what? That sounds like not a bad idea.
That's a good idea.
Because with the PS4 coming out, if we can get something going now that's a regular thing, then we have kind of it all set up for when the PS4 comes in.
Well, I would. I've always thought that it's like I just don't have the time resources to do a PS3 Monkey Turd also. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's an Xbox thing at this point, but I always wished that somebody would pick up the torch kind of and sort of get a reliable PlayStation variant of the private game night.
I'm that torch.
Lex, I would do it with you.
All right.
My problem is sometimes life gets real busy because in addition to work and home life, I also take care of my mom, and things just get a little bit hairy for me. But most of the time, I think I could do it. If we could tonight.
Let me work on it. I'll get it set up, and I'll get.
Well, how about we just to give a little taste to the PlayStation guys who have not had a chance to try out the Monkey Turd in a long time. Mm-hmm. Why don't we just maybe this weekend or this week? We do. Let's see, but the new map pack is going to drop on Xbox, but it will not have dropped on PlayStation.
Well, no, not for months. We could always do something like maybe I'm just trying to think of a night of the week. Maybe it come on Thursdays because it's kind of the opposite side of the week, but still a weeknight. And
I'll whip something up and put it on the forum and see if we can get some interest in it.
All right.
So Toby, are you? Is it any way you could say that you'll be there on a Thursday if we do a PlayStation private game?
Thursdays are pretty good for me. So
okay.
Because,
so at the very least, this upcoming Thursday, we're going to do that.
We'll do this. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, my husband doesn't work on Thursdays, so it's his night to cook. So it's a good night for me.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So his idea of cooking is though.
All right.
Runs down to the store and gets one of those already barbecued rotisserie chickens.
All right, so we'll just announce that Monkey Turd is going to have a guest slot on PlayStation, and going forward, they can have their own thing, whatever you guys want to call it or deal with it or however you want to set it up. But we'll just Monkey Turd will be a traveling roadshow on that particular day.
We'll do that, and we'll set up some private games and stuff. I think there's lots of people who would join in who don't particularly care for the public games. Would get on and play.
Maybe some people who've kind of left Black Ops a little bit behind for a while might take it up again.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when we played Last of Us how rude some of the people were.
Oh yeah. The first thing
I
do is I mute everyone except for the people I know.
That's what I should have done, because the guy was berating me and stuff, and I was like, and I'm like, hey, fuck you. And he's like, well, don't get mad, dude. And I'm like, I'm not mad. I said, if I was mad, you'd be deaf right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, so then I muted him, and that was fine.
Yeah, it's just what you got to do. You just...
Yeah.
People hide behind the being anonymous behind a computer, and they say things they would never have the intestinal fortitude to say to a person face to face.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's the first thing. Whenever I was playing Black Ops for about half an hour today, and it's the first thing I do is mute the game, mute the people.
You know,
Yeah, that mute everybody except party is a great button.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
That's a
And I was
great
the only
feature.
one- I was the only person in my party, so it was pretty easy.
So yeah, that's a good feature. You know
Yeah,
what?
there's a lot of people not playing Black Ops now. There's a lot of people playing The Last of Us and Battlefield, and what was the other game I saw them playing? Something else. Can't remember now.
Well, there's kind of a burnout that happens about this time of year.
Well, it's summertime too.
Yeah.
Like seriously, when it's nice out, what are you going to do? What are you doing inside? I was checking on the PlayStation 3 app. It tells you who is playing what.
Who's
yeah,
on,
because
what are they
normally
doing?
in the wintertime when I open up this app, there's usually about 14 to 20 people I know gaming.
You know,
But in the summertime, you're lucky if there's half a dozen people to start game
It's
stations.
same way on Xbox, and most of them are watching Netflix or Hulu.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of Netflix and stuff.
Yeah, they're on some sort of they're doing something except playing games. You know.
Oh, you know what I watched last night? That's
What's
my
that?
boy. That's my boy with Adam Sandler and Matt Sandler.
Was it good?
Oh, if you like Sandler's, brash humor,
I like Adam Sandler.
it was
I know
hilarious.
people who don't.
It was hilarious. It has that Andy Samborn from Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
with him.
he's funny.
Oh yeah. They look like they could be brothers.
Well, Sandler plays the dad, and the other guy plays the son, and it's hilarious. If you get a chance to watch it, it's something else.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, do that.
I watched 4 movies in a row last night, which is really unusual for me, but I had the insomnia. So I watched the new Batman movie,
Ah,
And-
cool.
Cool.
the Spider-Man movie that came out just last year.
I'm sensing a superhero theme.
And it must have been superhero night, and then there was the one, the Expendables 2.
Oh,
with all
yeah.
these older actors. It was really cheesy.
Yeah.
Stallone and
Yeah.
Arnold.
Wow. So you
No,
like
it's really good.
you like
Just
the-
his face back.
you
and
like
then the other one-
dude movies.
I like all sorts of movies. The cheesy. And then the one that had Jennifer Aniston and was Paul Rudd, where they end up at the nudist colony.
I haven't seen that one
Wow.
It's funny.
yet.
Do you get does Jennifer Aniston show anything?
She rips off her shirt at one time and runs around bare-breasted in front of a bulldozer to protest them doing some kind of a building some sort of a casino or something. And she's out there shaking them around.
Wow. Let me write this down. See, I like Jennifer Aniston. I know that
It's pretty
not
cool.
everyone does.
The movie's called.
It's something Everrush or something.
Well, I'll just Google Jennifer Aniston and nudist colony. I'm getting a call here.
Uh-oh.
Sorry,
And
that was Bejewel.
oh, okay. Sound like Pippa Jewel. And then my son and I went to the movies last week. We went to World War Z.
Oh, we saw that last night, or not?
Yeah,
The night before last. Yeah.
You
What'd
like
you
it?
think? Yeah, I liked it.
It wasn't like the book, but it was great. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. I loved the book.
I'm gonna go see.
I read the book
weekend.
too,
Mm-hmm.
but it would have been hard to make a movie. Exactly like the
to have
book.
done a trilogy like Lord of the Rings or something, I think.
Yeah. But it was really a good. A lot of tension. The zombies move so fast.
I know! And the way they'd be scaling up the walls just like a bunch of termites.
Yeah, I've seen
like-
that on the commercials.
Damn.
Man. I've seen that. That's like.
And then
Oh, you
from the
gotta
time
go
you
to
get
big
bit
screen.
to the time you turn into a zombie yourself is only like 12 seconds.
I know. Now
That's a fast-
just one of those big movie screens. You got to see it in full color. Just
I'm gonna go see it at the IMAX with the. At the
It's-
zoo.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I didn't see it at IMAX or anything, but I bet it's even better.
See, Shelby and her friend, they went to the IMAX to see I Am Legend with Will Smith, and they thought, well, Will Smith, it's got to be a comedy or something.
no.
And they get in there, and it's a horror movie, and they're in the IMAX, and it's all right in their face, and it was great.
Yeah, yeah. There wasn't that much zombie fighting. You know, usually in zombie movies, there's a whole lot of zombie fighting.
They start eating each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like any of the classic zombie movies. It's like the hero kills like shitloads of zombies. But Brad Pitt did not kill very many zombies. Mostly, he just ran like hell trying to get away from them.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do.
Run for it.
And then you put that in along with that The Last of Us game. Oh my God, that game is so stressful.
It is.
Yeah, he gets one of those clickers come around the corner, and you know that you don't have a shiv, and the only way you're going to get him is by beating it in the face with a brick and running like hell. And oh God,
have you
really
beat the game yet?
No, I haven't, and I'm playing it on the easiest level. I haven't beat it yet. I can't put hours of time at a time in it. But my son, however, he has beat it on the hard level, and then there's some sort of legendary level that you get at the very end. So he's in the middle of doing that. And when you get to that level, I was watching him play. You know how you can squat down and you can hear people and see where they are?
Yeah.
You can't do that in that level.
Oh, really?
And also, how you can run around and pick up supplies. The supplies have decreased substantially. You have hardly any supplies.
Wow.
That you can use. So you really have to be really strategic, and you have to spend a lot of time being very careful and sneaking around them, or like I say, beating them in the face with a brick and running like hell.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Well, you can't get that game for love or money right now. Everybody's out of it.
Our game.
No, it is sold out the first day. You can get it if you download it.
Yep. Download's the only way to get it right now.
Oh, you can download it.
Yeah, off the PlayStation Store. But it's actually a pretty good deal because of the multiplayer, and it's supposed to be getting DLCs. So
yep.
I think the DLC will probably be different kinds of multiplayer modes, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, they had a season pass, but I didn't get it. But
no.
Yeah, GameStop, I was talking to the manager, and he said they're not going to get any for at least another week.
Yeah. That game went fast, but it's worth it. It's a good game.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's like the campaign. I don't know if it's true, but I read somewhere, I think it was on Twitter, the campaign, if you go after every item and find everything, it takes 20 hours. And I believe it. It is a good, solid campaign.
There's a bunch of Easter eggs in it too. And to do with jokes and comic books and things that Ellie does. So after I do it, I'm going to go through it probably and try to get all the Easter eggs. But yeah, the storyline is so compelling.
It is.
And the way the acting in it, I guess if you can have the characters acting, it's just so compelling. And there's a couple of times where you just get so verklempt over what's going on.
Oh, I am. The first 30 seconds it makes the game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Don't want to say what happens for the
Don't spoil anything.
I won't spoil it for nobody.
Oh my God! You just. Ooh.
I won't spoil it for nobody, but I'm just saying, the first 30 seconds to a minute of the game makes the game.
Yeah, and then it just carries that whole atmosphere all the way through. Yeah, no, I loved it. So far, as much as I played.
We were playing multiplayer with Marv. But
yes.
Multiplayer was kind of hokey, I thought. I had a hard time aiming.
This game is not big on having really good aim. It's the big part of this game is, I think,
stealth and strategy.
Stealth and strategy. Strategy is the big one.
Yeah.
You have to think strategically. Yeah.
Plus, when we played, all them kids had already leveled up to.
Oh yeah. So they, that they've got all their.
They had the good weapons
and everything else.
Yeah, I got the crap kicked out of me.
Well, it sounds like that's really a single-player game more than anything else.
It really is. I think the multiplayer was an add-on after the fact.
I think multiplayer would be fun if we had a gang of us.
Yeah.
So that we could be playing against each other.
Yep.
Huh. Can you set up private games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can? Oh,
yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I wonder who else has it.
Marv's
got it.
Mark, Dave. Who else did I see with it on there? I've got a bunch of friends who aren't in Sub 1 who have it.
Are you two-timing us?
There was one point that when I first joined, well, it would have been crapping in sub 1, but there was a point there, I think you remember this, Yam, where I was in 3 clans. I was in Too Old to Shoot, I was in another one, and I was in sub 1.
So I'm not in any of the clans, but my son has all his friends, and so if my son and I are playing, and
they jump in,
join his friends or one thing or another, and they all like playing with me because they like hearing the banter between David and I. Me give them the gears or whatever.
Well,
and,
I don't.
And they like to razz them with whatever I'm saying, and so then
I can't imagine there's too many lobbies where you're not welcome. I mean, you know, you're a fun person to play games with.
Thank you.
I'll say that. Anybody who's never done it should give it a try.
Anybody who's never played RC cars on Black Ops, that is the best game ever.
We should get out the old Black Ops 1 game and have some fun.
I know. The private matches on Black Ops are epic. They really are.
Yeah. But the game that we set up on the Havana, I can't remember if it was on Xbox or on PlayStation. I was running a series of games for people, and we played race cars in Havana, and everybody had their race cars, and we all stood at one side of the street to have a race, but we didn't know only 2 cars would work. So 2
you
cars
can only
took
have
off,
so many,
and then somebody else jumped out and shot everyone who was standing there, and laughter. But anyways, we had some pretty good games. And I think when I first started gaming with you, Yam, I didn't have a mic. And I think, if I remember correctly, I didn't have a mic. I had a mic, but I didn't know how to make it work. And I set up some games, and I don't think you knew what hit you. It was crazy stuff. Super, super speedy running around, and lots of napalm.
yeah, those are great days, boy. I you know.
We had a guy the other night. He came in the monkey turd lobby, and Yam goes, "What was the first match? I think was like pistols and headshots only with double health." And he left, man. He just got the fuck out of there. He's like, "Fuck this, man."
Yeah, it's headshots only and double health. So
yeah, it was like, headshots only and double health.
So you had to shoot.
Always fun.
One of my favorite, funniest games I was in was we were playing Domination in that villa there was a villa on Black Ops 1. We were playing Domination, and we had RPGs, and I can't remember what the gun was, but it was something that didn't shoot very good. And
probably the Uzi.
Yeah.
I used to love doing Uzis with the ACOG. You know, that gun shoots everywhere except where you want it to shoot.
Boy. Anyways, we were running around trying to do Domination, and Shiz and I were fighting over a flag, and I just pointed my RPG and shot him right in the face, but he was right there against the wall, and the friggin' thing just blew up and killed us both dead. It was just totally the Three Stooges. Yeah. It was so funny. I was just laughing so hard I was crying.
Hey, Shiz has made the last 2 monkey turds. He's been hanging out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet we get hip Thursday.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He'd probably be game for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So it'll be kind of epic.
We'll do it.
So we'll put a post on the forum and get everybody. And if you game with anybody, from now till then, just be telling them about it.
Mm-hmm. We have to put a note on Facebook, on our Facebook site. There's a bunch of PlayStation people on there. Yeah, and we can put it on. I'll put it on the Twitter.
Oh, Bulletproof Underwear just got a Twitter today.
Yeah, we just got a Twitter account.
Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, it's never had occurred to us. Why doesn't Bulletproof Underwear have its own Twitter? It's like, we're only after we've done it a year.
It's capital BPU and then underwear.
The rest of underwear, yeah. Capital B, capital P, and then capital
U,
and then the rest of underwear.
So it's all one word?
Yeah, it's all one word.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't give you enough characters to spell the whole name.
Okay.
It's a pretty long word, actually. So yeah, we'll put a annotation on the screen here. Bulletproof Underwear.
All right, and I'll go on the Twitter so that the Sub 1 Gaming one can follow you guys, and then it'll show up on the feed. That's on the website.
Yeah, so we've been getting some interesting guests, that we've sort of found in various places, sort of outside the Sub 1 group. A lot of these young folks, and it's kind of cool because we're sort of branching out into different folks here and kind of expanding. Next thing you know, Bulletproof Underwear will be famous.
He is famous.
No, it's cool that because met up with some of these younger guys in the Twitch chat room, and we started playing with them, and it's like they know so much, like Halo. I mean, I played Halo with T-Giz and Toxic for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, and I learned like.
Oh yeah, they're good. They're very good gamers too.
They probably got their youth and their reflexes and the limberness of.
But you know what? Most of these people are into lots and lots of different games. They're not just super focused on Call of Duty, or they're not focused on Battlefield. They're like they play a lot of games. Some of them are weird. Some of them are weird little, creepy weird games. Yeah,
that's like my son. He just he plays a lot of different games, and a lot of them are just they're not like, some of them are the shooter games, but there's a lot that are just totally different kinds of games as far as how you get through them and do things. Yeah.
I like playing a whole variety. I mean, I play everything. Everybody knows that, from Rock Band to Black Ops and anything in between. I mean,
yeah, but if you put up Call of Duty videos, if you put up videos on your YouTube channel, the only ones that people want to click on are Call of Duty videos.
Are the COD videos, yeah.
We should work to change that. It's like
change the world.
Change the world. Yeah.
Feel the power of Forza 4. I just put a video out there. Go look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. He just put up a Forza video. That was pretty cool.
I got the same editing software that Yam has, and I don't really know how to use it, so I'm practicing. And as I practice, I'm putting it up on YouTube and putting it on the forum.
We did. We had a tutorial yesterday. We both opened up the Sony Vegas.
Okay.
And I pulled my webcam around and showed it at the screen. And it's like, okay, now open up this window, and click this tab. You got yours open? Okay, now do this. So if somebody sort of shows you how to do something, it's like way easier than looking at manuals and stuff.
So, what do you use? Like software that comes with Windows, or do you have specialized software, or what do you do?
It's Sony Vegas. It's really powerful. You can do amazing things with it. It's pretty cheap. There's like a fancy version of it that you can spend like $500 on, but you don't have to get that fancy version.
The consumer version, I think, is like down to $50 or $59 now.
But if you just want to make just standard edits, I think Windows has got its own little software that you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Movie Maker.
Yeah, Windows has got a very usable editing software. I mean, you can't do real fancy stuff with it, but most stuff that most people really need to do is not real fancy stuff.
No.
It's like I never use like weird transitions. Like a lot of these things, brag about all these crazy transitions and stuff that they have. Like, the only thing that I want is fades and crossfades. That's all I want. I don't want, where it blows up into stars or something. It's like, what the hell would you want it to do that for?
Like when everyone first learned how to do simple HTML web pages, and everyone had blinking words?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
how irritating was that?
Yeah. There used to be a website called Web Pages That Suck.
Yeah. I remember.
And it's like they would scour the web looking for really, really bad web pages with bullshit on it. So you didn't want your web page to be on Web Pages That Suck.
Web pages that suck.
Yeah. Well, see, that's a skill that I don't have, like making web pages. Do you do that, Toby?
I used to. Years ago, I used to, like when it was first all sort of the thing to do.
Yeah.
I learned how to do the source code, HTML stuff, And I used to make web pages, and I designed a web forum. And and I ran that forum for a long time, and now I don't. But I'm one of those people at the college where they have something that needs to be done. Like we have a what's called a learning management system software, which is kind of like a web-based sort of a thing for teachers and work to get done on. And anytime they want something new done in our division, they all come running to me. And it's not my job, but they know that.
It'll get
and anytime
done.
the college is going to roll out some new program or way that it's going to work, they always pick me to be one of the guinea pigs to fool around with it, to see how the staff can use something or not. So
you're the fixer.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So it's the same with my husband. Every time something happens, he's honey. So yeah.
See,
and I'm not particularly techie or anything, but I'm very comfortable with doing that sort of thing. So
I am. I'm a programmer. I'm trained in programming, and I'm a network administrator. I've done network design, network security. I did that for 20 years.
You can make some big bucks if you came up here.
Oh yeah. Too bad I got burned out on it, man. Woo. I got crispy burned out on it. I mean, I was working like 70 hours a week, and it's almost addictive. Because the technology changes so fast that it's almost addictive to try and keep up with it. And that's
I guess it would. It's learning a whole new language constantly, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're similar enough that it's not that bad, but it's like, I mean, if you compare like say Java to like C, they're like that's kind of like different worlds, and but you can use your skills from one programming language and transition to another, I think, anyway. If you've got that ability, or if you have that mindset where like you said you do HTML code and stuff like that, if you have that mindset, if you have that mindset and you can grasp the coding bullshit, it's pretty easy to transition from one to the next.
I don't even speak Spanish, so as far as languages, yeah, count me out. I'm a dummy. I don't know if those what is that software program that they advertise all the time on TV to learn languages?
Oh,
Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
Does anyone know if that shit works?
I don't know. They had a skit on Saturday Night Live about the Rosetta Stone commercials. You know how they do spoofs of commercials?
Yeah.
And the commercial, it's all a bunch of friggin' pervs learning how to speak, Thailand language and all sorts of stuff, so that they can go over there and, do what guys do when they go on their sex tourism.
Be pervs.
That's nasty, man. That is nasty.
I couldn't believe that was on Saturday Night Live. I thought, boy, they're getting really risque. I don't know.
Well,
it's one of those things that if you learn how to speak another language or languages when you're really young, I think it kind of makes your brain flexible enough to make it easy to learn languages. But if you don't, it's hard.
There's
like a window that's open for a while, and then it's not.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So in Canada, or at least I don't know what it's like in a lot of the provinces. Everyone's got their own kind of rules, but we had to start learning how to speak French in school. In elementary school, like right off the bat, up until French was mandatory for our curriculum until grade, I can't remember if it was grade 9 or 10, and then after that you could take it as an option. So when I was in high school, I could speak French fluently as well as English, and I've lost it now because I don't speak it all the time. But if I'm like when I was down in Mexico, staying at one of those big, huge, fancy resorts, and the people there were Paul and I were one of the few, there's a few Canadians and Americans, but it was mostly Spanish, people from Spain and from France. And I tell you, my brain just went click, and it was just like I had never lost it. Just turned back on, and the French was there. And I think it was because I heard, and all of a sudden it was just there. And and French has the same root as Spanish, and so I was able to understand everything, not everything, but most of what everyone was saying in Spanish as well. Now I'm away from it and I hear it, and it's kind of like, oh, I have to listen. I have to really listen to catch it again. But it was funny because I was on iTunes today looking at some iTunes albums to buy, and I clicked on something about not classical music, but classics from a certain time, and I saw an album that I hadn't listened to for years, and it was a French album from Quebec. I can't remember the name of it right now. And I clicked on it, and all of a sudden I heard this music from this album that I had when I was a young person, and I used to, listen to it all the time, like someone else listened to the Beatles.
Right.
And it's funny how music and your brain and memories and everything work. And I heard the song, and all of a sudden I was just singing along in French to it, just like
you
that.
Understood the words, and you were singing along.
It is something about the music and everything and the memories and having that input. It just clicked right in. But if you asked me to speak French now, I'd stumble my way through it and sound like a total idiot.
Yeah. Well, see, all you got to do is cook up a bunch of French fries and eat them with mayonnaise. If you do that, eat mayonnaise on your French fries, it'll French you up.
Yeah.
Pomme frites.
Yeah. Well, I had mayonnaise to dip my grilled asparagus in tonight, so I don't know.
Yum. Grilled asparagus sounds good. I don't like a lot of veggies, but I like that.
I love grilled vegetables. We had grilled asparagus and sockeye salmon that was marinated for a few hours with some lime juice and cracked salt.
Lime juice? You mean yam juice, right? Yam juice. Not lime juice.
We give our dogs yam treats, and then we also had broccoli slaw instead of using cabbage.
Broccoli. Yeah, I've had broccoli slaw before.
Yep.
Yeah, my dog will eat yam treats.
Yeah, my dog will eat actual raw yams. If you cut sweet potatoes into little peaches, the Chihuahua will eat them.
Yeah, it's good for them.
My cat will eat pizza.
It gives her some funky-looking turds, too, later.
I told you about dog food on the last episode. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So we use yams or pumpkin and mix it in.
Well, if I ever am reincarnated, I don't want to come back as your dog. That's a good life.
He wants to do that too because, the dogs get they kind of get the primo seat in the house and go sleep with me cuddled up to my legs, and they're my babies.
Yeah, my dog sleeps right about knee level, right between me and my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, they always sleep in between, don't they?
Yeah. I wish she'd sleep a little closer. But I think she instinctively knows that if she sleeps closer, if we roll over, we're going to squash her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I think that's why she sleeps at knee level. Because if she
does your Chihuahua ever climb under the blankets?
Oh, totally. Totally. Yeah. We encourage it.
Our Chihuahua does in the winter time. In the summer, the house is really warm, but in the winter, I always have the furnace go to a really low temperature at night. So it's only about 12, 13 degrees Celsius at night in the house, and she gets cold. So partway through the night when she gets cold, she has that little combat crawl, they do with their little legs dragged behind them. She has that combat crawl and noses her little nose and scoots under.
Gets in there.
And she stretches out, that whole body stretch they do with the legs behind them. She'll stretch out against your legs, eh? So
yeah. Well, when she's napping on the couch, she likes to lay on her back.
Oh, okay.
With her front legs like this, she looks like a person.
Yeah. You ever scratch your belly?
Oh, all the time. So
do you wish that you could lie on your back like that and someone would come and scratch your belly?
I would love it. I would love it. I might be ticklish at first, though. Actually, I like her belly because it's almost completely skin.
Yeah.
Because Chihuahuas, some of them are very, very, close to bald, and she's like that.
It was funny. The last time I was in the hospital, they did ultrasound on me, and I'm ticklish. And because I used to weigh 400 pounds, and now I weigh 200, so there's not much padding there. And she kept using the thing, and I kept giggling and stuff. And she's like, she's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just ticklish.
You gotta cut that shit out. Stop tickling Flex.
Yeah, and then there's this musical performer that I listened to, and I always wondered. I heard this in this one song. He had this really weird sounding effect, and I always wondered what that effect was. Come to find out, it's what your heart sounds like when they do an ultrasound.
Oh, cool.
I was laying there, and she was doing it, and it was making the sound, and I was like, wow, that's where it came from.
Cool.
Well, there you go.
I got all warm, I got the warm fuzzies from it.
That's neat. A lot of the musicians, how they experiment with sounds and different things.
Oh,
If you ever, I don't know if you've read very much about the Beatles and what they used to do, but they were real experimenters in the studio, and they used to do all sorts of crazy things.
Well, yeah. George Martin, was very instrumental in that too.
Yeah.
I heard I love
the
take
Beatles.
Recordings of Calliope and chop it up into pieces and then just stick it randomly together, shit like that.
Yeah, they did a lot of really neat things. They did a lot of groundbreaking sort of techniques that have been used ever since, eh?
Hey, they did. If it wasn't for the Beatles, there'd be no Pink Floyd.
The
wouldn't.
Beatles are man, they were the shit, man.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm a Floyd head. I mean, I love Pink Floyd. I'll admit it.
I downloaded one of their albums the other day on iTunes. I forget which one it was, but I downloaded something. I was listening to it at work. What? But they're good. They're classic.
Yeah,
classic rock.
I saw Roger Waters' production of The Wall last year.
Cool.
$60 million it cost to put it together.
Wow.
85 or 60, or I think it was either 60 computers or 80 computers and like 80 projectors to project everything onto the wall. I mean, the guy is just, you can't speak highly enough about how much talent he possesses.
He's a crazy man. He's wild. Wild. We should put up a graphic of that picture that you shared with Justin Bieber.
Oh, with Roger Waters.
That was just neat. I couldn't believe him. I thought, he sent me a file to download so I can fix my Skype. That's so sweet. And then I opened it up. Oh!
It's Bieber.
Now, Justin Bieber, I mean, whatever his name is it Justin?
Yeah, it's Justin.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, yeah. He's a Canadian, right?
Yes. I apologize.
Look at that, yeah.
I apologize.
Well, see, there you go. We thought everything in Canada was hunky-dory, and turns out you have some shit to answer for.
Well, it's funny because as he was growing up, and it happens a lot of times with fame, obviously.
I don't think it's fame. You know what I think it is?
He's a jerk?
I think it's, I think, having raised boys and stuff, boys, they get from, that age where their hormones kick in, like from about 17 to like 20, and he was all right when he was younger, and, he was kind of like the clean cut, and everything else. And he turned 18, and as soon as he turned to an age where he could legally kind of not have his parents being his parents, like, being responsible for him, he just went boom and just off the rails. And I think it was I think he's just being a rebellious little teenager.
Yeah, he is.
But unfortunately, he's got all the money, so all that money and everything, and so
where crazy shit.
If it was a rebellious teenager without all that money, he'd probably get his ass kicked around the schoolyard.
Well, now he's smoking the weed,
Yeah. Hey, can we take just about a 3-minute break? Because I've been down in these things here, and it's starting to have an effect here.
Health break.
All right. So yeah, let's go for just a little bit of a break. We'll be back here in a minute.
I'm going to go refill my wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So is that a cold wine or is that a room temperature wine?
Cold.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, coffee.
Yep. I'm going to drink cold drinks on a hot day like today. I like your
how come? It is cute. So how come putting wine over ice never works? It just doesn't work. It's like you got a white wine and it's not cold, so you just pour it over ice. It just doesn't do the trick.
There is a wine that you can put over ice that tastes good, and I'm trying to remember what it's called. I worked in the bar. It's a red wine, and it's quite sweet. And it's almost a liqueur, but it isn't.
When I worked in the liquor store, we had this thing that you could put a bottle of wine or champagne in, and it would cool it to the perfect temperature in like a minute and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, we got one of those too. Remember, I think it starts with the letter D. There, remember after we get offline, I'll remember it, because when I worked years ago bartending, I wish I can remember what it's called, but it's a special wine that you actually do serve over ice that is quite good, but it's
Boone's Farm Strawberry.
But it's
Boone's Farm. Yeah, well, Boone's Farm doesn't count.
TJ Swan. That's the good stuff. Mad Dog 2020. Give me another one.
Yeah, those are no worse over ice than they are any other way.
It's Dubonnet.
Dubonnet Splash. Yeah. I've heard of that. Dubonnet.
I can't remember. It's been so many years.
Well, there's some new kind of thing called Elise or Elise or what is that stuff? See, that's since I stopped drinking.
I don't think we have that in Canadian, Stan.
I don't know. I'm out of the loop. It's been so long since I drank that.
You know, they have these Call of Duty maps in all kinds of places. You know, they have them in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and they have them in Vietnam. They have maps in Russia and Kyrgyzstan. And it's like they should have
in the U.S.
They even have them in the U.S. But they should have like a Montreal, like the ruined city of Montreal, or like some place, Whitehorse.
But the thing is it's like we're not all that big on running around with guns around here unless we're chasing a bear. The culture here is different. It's different.
My cousin.
So we probably, if there was a big invasion, we'd probably say, "Oh, come on over. We're having, come on over, have some beers, eh?"
No, I don't have any firearms.
Donuts, eh?
Yeah, did you like if you saw last week's episode? That may have been on the cutting room floor. Did you see Flex whooping out his big pistols?
That hit the cutting room floor.
I think that didn't make it.
You took that out.
Yeah. But at one point, Flex pulled out. He's got these huge, fucking dirty, hairy revolvers. These two giant, and these are real guns, and they're like hand cannons, and he's got them in each hand. It's like the things are like this long.
There he is. There, kind of looks like Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, do you feel lucky? Do you, punk? Okay, well.
Yeah.
Show and tell.
You guys,
all kinds of toys.
Down there. Canadians have guns too, but it's just not an ingrained part of our culture like it is in the States. It's just not. People here have guns, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a gun, but I think they're cool. It's like after playing video games, I would love it if I could get my hands on an MP5. You know, wouldn't that be the coolest thing?
Oh God!
Well, my dad had a gun, and I used to use it all the time when we'd go hunting, and we lent it to one of my uncles to take to his place to keep in safekeeping with his gun collection when he was getting really old, and then we didn't bother to follow up on that, and my uncle died, and so did my dad. So I don't think I can get that gun back anymore. but I would like it because I would still take it out and go hunting with it. I liked hunting.
Oh, I love hunting.
Shooting food.
I grew up in
Shooting up some food.
I grew up in the southern part of Minnesota, so that hunting is big down there. It's like massive, and I played football and stuff, but like as soon as we were done with practice, we were out hunting. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it was. It was part of the culture. But
the only hunting I do now is if I'm out in the bush and or driving or whatever, and I come across a flock of grouse. I'll jump out and grab a rock and I'll frickin' bean one.
Yep.
All you have to do is stun it, and then you just run up to it real quick and then just grab it and rip its little neck, you know.
Oh, you got it.
So you know what happens next, right, Flex?
Yeah.
They're flapping and they're carrying on. They got no head, but they're whatever. They're just go crazy.
I'm bird.
And you chuck them in the trunk of the vehicle, and if you can get 2 or 3, you got yourself a real nice dinner.
They're good eating.
Wow. So you just throw rocks at them? God.
Stuns them.
Yeah, you just have to stun them.
You know,
if you throw them really fast, you can get a couple, like 2 or 3 of them, and then the rest of the flock flies away. But they don't fly very far away, so you can still go get them. And you just run up and I just grab them by the feet and step on their head.
So you're hunting with a rock. So in a past life, were you like a cave woman?
I don't care.
I don't know. I started hunting when I was 7 years old, so it was like really ingrained in me. I mean, it's good exercise too. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Get out on the land.
It's good. You get out in the air and you walk and exercise and.
Yeah.
Well, I've fished. I've never hunted, but I've fished.
Yeah, fishing too. We grew up fishing. My dad was a tremendous fisherman, and I started learning how to fish when I was 5 years old. When I first caught my first fish, and it was a great big pike that was being attacked by another pike as I was pulling it in.
Wow!
Yeah. Wow!
So that was my first fish, and he taught us how to. So that was with a spinner, just like a casting line. But then after that, a couple of years later, I got my first fly rod, and because that's what my dad's passion was fly fishing, and he taught me how to fly fish, and I still fly fish. I love that.
Do you have the waders?
No, I've never needed waders.
I never used waders. I just used to wear shorts.
Yeah, no, I usually fly fish on rivers, so you stand on the bank.
Yeah, you don't got to get out in the water.
No, you don't have to get out in the water, and you just find that place where you get the right eddy coming in, that nice V-shaped eddy, and you just cast up ahead of it and just let those flies bounce along the water.
Yep.
Until it gets down to the bottom of the eddy and then up and over again, and because that's where the fish hide, in those eddies. Yeah, and we get a lot of grayling that way, and good eating.
Dance a little fly in front of them, and wha!
Yeah. What's your favorite fly to use?
I actually got one that I made. I used grouse feathers on it.
Okay.
Little like rough grouse. I don't know what kind of grouse you're beaning,
We've
but
got rough grouse and spruce grouse and blue grouse.
I tie up. I like using grouse feathers a lot, and my uncle turned me on to some synthetic feathers that are pretty cool. I don't know what they're called, but they work really good. So you
make your own lures then?
I used to. I don't do it as much anymore. I mean, I got $5,000 worth of fishing equipment when my dad passed away here back in January. He was an avid fisherman. He's got. I've got 20 fishing poles now. Literally 20 fishing poles.
Wow.
5 tackle boxes full of tackle.
We need to go to your place and go fishing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they call Minnesota is land of 10,000 lakes.
Yep.
Sounds like a fishing vacation to me.
There you go.
I'll bet you it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My favorite flies up here to use up here would be mosquito, of course, green drake, coachman or a royal coachman, and a fat black fly with gray wings. Are the ones that I find the best for fishing for grayling.
Yeah.
What's a grayling?
Maybe I should grab my iPad and show you a picture. Google it. Google grayling and grayling fish, and then go to the images. They're actually quite a beautiful fish. They're known because they have this very large, spectacular dorsal fin that's got beautiful rainbow and spotted colors on it, and it's kind of like a whitefish, or kind of like a char, I guess, for flavor. Yeah, they're beautiful fish.
We used to fly fish for trout mostly.
Really mild flavor.
We went after trout mostly on like you do, like on streams more than rivers, but
yeah.
You sneak up there like you're hunting almost, because they hear you. Trout are like deer, man. They're gone.
Yeah, unless you get it during the time when just before they start spawning, and they're just like going after everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we do
easy pickings.
We get the big lake trout here, great big lake trout. But for those you need to have a big spoon, like one of those great big spoons, like this here with a big hook on it, because those things, you get them anywhere from 3 to 30, 40 or more pounds, depending. Like, they can be pretty big.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, and the lake trout here, when you catch one, like you're usually trolling in a boat, and when you catch one, you think you've snagged the bottom of the lake or a log or something, and you're reeling it in and reeling it. It's just like, oh god damn, I snagged a bunch of crap on the bottom of the lake again, until you get it just to the boat, and then you see you got yourself a big honking fish there. And right when they just get about 5 feet from the top of the water, they fight. Oh my goodness, do they ever fight? Yeah, good eating. And then the other fish.
So, have you ever mounted one? Did you ever take one to a taxidermy place?
No, we eat them.
Yeah, I've never.
A fish that big would look good on the wall, don't you think?
I've fished.
You know what? People come from all over the world. Come up here from all over the world to do trophy fishing and trophy hunting.
Yeah.
So,
Now, did you ever have one of those big mouth billy bass things that sing? It's the rubber
those
fish.
things. No, I've never had one, but one of my buddies at work who loves fishing had one of those on his office wall. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the song it sang. It's funny.
Take me to the river.
Take me to the river. That's right.
Yeah, those things are pretty hysterical, and they're they turn. And
the little tail goes split. Yeah.
And they do some pretty bizarre things when their batteries are running really low too. They it's like a demon or something. Yeah, that is the height of kitsch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which means I like it. I like kitschy things.
You do? Yeah, you do. Yeah, I've seen your kitschy hats and your bird, your chicken, and all sorts of stuff. I've got a few kitschy things, but not too much.
Yeah. Oh, I got.
Where's the new guy?
A new thing.
Where's the new guy?
This guy hasn't made it into a video yet. I guess this.
Oh no, he's going to premiere on season 2, episode 1. Introducing.
Do it.
Hi there. What's going on? Yeah.
Mutant bear.
He corrupted him too. He smokes.
Yeah. Don't tease me about my third ear. I'm sensitive. Yeah, that's true.
The third ear you got there, you just happy to see me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me take a drag off this thing here.
For an encore, he takes.
Yeah.
For an encore, he takes a needle full of heroin.
So he's going to be in one of my Larry of the FBI videos.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you saw those. They're stupid.
I'm trying to remember. Yes, I did. I saw one.
I think they're funny and they make me laugh.
Yeah, you see the one that's like
getting very creative there, Mr. Yam.
Yeah. There's a green screen on one of those maps, so I put it to use.
On studio, the firing room.
Yeah, on studio. Yeah, there's a little green screen, and you can go in theater mode and and get a little piece of that action.
Very cool.
So yeah, I always been wanting to work the idea of donkey show into a video.
You and your donkey show is.
You guys are nuts.
No, I don't even think that's real. I actually think that's just sort of one of those urban legends.
I don't even want to imagine whether it is or isn't.
No, I don't think it's real.
Well,
I think it's just one of those.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to go.
Don't even want to imagine it.
I've seen pictures. That's all I got to say.
Really? I think they're probably doctored.
Burn my retinas.
Well, there's some bizarre shit out there. If you have certain proclivities, no matter what they are, there's websites for you.
Oh, I know. There's everything under the sun out there. There's TV shows that I won't watch just because they show such a dark side of depraved part of humanity, and those are just TV shows that it just makes you feel like crap.
I won't
like
watch
that show Criminal Minds. I know it's a big hit and everything, but some of the depraved, horrible things and stuff, and
I don't like that show.
So stuff like that. I know for everyone's got their curiosity. I think like some people have real curiosity and like looking and one thing and another, which is it's kind of like having to slow down when you drive past a car crash.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Spectacle.
Yeah, but it's like the overproof realm. I just avoid it.
Well, I mean,
I don't like having to. Because you can't take it out of your mind afterwards.
No, it's once it's sitting there.
Like something you can just take and huck it in the compost to go out to the compost bin. It stays there, and then
you're corrupted.
Stuck with that.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of corrupted, but I guess
I can't watch like Law and Order Special Victims Unit. With all that. I can't watch that, man. I get too mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, also just remember that it is fiction.
I know.
And it is done in a sensationalistic kind of way. But something that's really disturbing to me is one time I was at a friend's house, and his brother had this. This is back when people used to watch VCR tapes. His brother had this thing. It's like, oh, I got this video. You got to watch it. And it was Faces of Death.
Oh, you never? I've seen.
Oh, I had never seen that before.
No, you know, some of that stuff's fake, right?
Some of it I was sure was fake, but some of it was definitely
real.
Not fake.
Yeah, some of it's real. Yeah, those are pretty crude movies.
Yeah, that's snuff films. That's actual.
It is.
Yeah,
you still get that stuff now, like on Twitter feeds and things with all the stuff that's happening around the world, all the stuff in Syria and all these different places where there's conflict. People are snapping pictures and then sending them around on Twitter to show the world that this is what's happening to us, and you get that same sort of thing that way.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to see. I don't really want to see graphically killed people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, movie special effects is one thing. There's special effects.
Yeah.
You see somebody die once, and it's something that will stay with you the rest of your life.
Yep.
I was at a party. I suppose I was 19 or 20, and there was this kid there, and there was a lot of drugs around. There was a lot of cocaine around, and he was doing a lot. And I told the guy that was running the party, I said, knock this fucking shit off before something bad happens. I was sitting next to the kid when his heart exploded.
Aw. That's too bad.
I dove out a window, man. I got the hell out of there. That was worse. And it's like, that's like, how do they say? Things that can't be unseen.
Yeah.
That's, once it's in the memory bank, it's there. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. And there's lots of good things in the world, and it's not to say not to be aware of the bad things.
There's tons of good things, man.
But,
yeah, let's find a new topic. Yeah. Toby, save us. Or Flex, what do you got?
Looked like he was going to show his under his shirt there for a second.
No, but you know what I did? I went out and I found a pair of Superman underpants, like the ones that Yam has on the...
Yeah,
the logo.
And I was going to wear them and drop trow on the show,
He was going to do it on last week's show.
And I forgot.
He forgot to do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I ever find a Wonder Woman bra, I will do it.
Oh,
You should do like a whole Wonder Woman costume, man. That would be super cool.
I'm still gonna do it.
You know, what are the things that she does with her little...
She had the bracelets, and she had the lariat of truth, and
she had the invisible jet.
Something else, I can't remember.
You know, I used to watch that cheesy show back in the 70s, I think, with Linda Carter.
So did I.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. I'll never forget the theme music.
Steve Wagner was the liaison for her with the military or whatever.
And she had that kind of tiara-ish sort of headband thing.
Yep.
Yeah. And she looked good in that suit.
Yeah. I got news for you. I saw her on a talk show the other day, and she looks fabulous.
Yeah, she does.
She's really aged well.
Yeah, well, shit, that was the 70s. That was like 30-something years ago.
Yeah.
Man. You know what? I got an idea for the next time we have a group video for a Bulletproof Underwear.
Yeah.
How about everybody has to sing a TV theme song from the 70s?
Oh, that would be...
Gilligan's Island. I claim Gilligan's Island.
Okay, Gilligan's Island. All right.
That would be awesome.
Do you know the words to it? Can you just remember it offhand?
There's a story of a man named Brady. I know that song. I'm singing that.
I know that song. I know Gilligan's Island. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
3-hour tour.
3-hour tour. Let's sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
There you go.
Tale of a fateful trip.
Yep.
That started, etc., etc.
Did you watch Dusty Trails?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Well, Dusty Trails was a spin-off. It was kind of like Gilligan's Island, and it had Bob Denver and a bunch of other people, but it was cowboy times. It was the same thing.
Well, I know that Bob Denver was in a lot of different TV shows back in those days.
Yeah.
He was he was like a hippie in Toby Gillis or something like that.
Maynard G. Krebs, man.
Maynard G. Krebs.
Wasn't it? That's why it was like really not very surprising when he got busted for weed, because it was like, he's Gilligan, man. I just assumed that he did.
There's lots of great shows in the 70s, wasn't there?
Oh man.
Yeah. Now, so are you more like Ginger or Marianne?
Oh gosh.
You got to pick one.
I hate to say it, but I'm probably more like Ginger, because Marianne was really good, and I try to be good, but my husband knows that I can just be such a little tormentor and such a brat. So I have to say, probably more the Ginger.
Well, you look more like Ginger than Marianne. Marianne was little.
Yeah.
Marianne was little, and Ginger was tall.
So
So the person who was originally supposed to be Ginger was, what was her name? The blonde bombshell back then. Not Marilyn Monroe, but the other one.
Oh,
Jane Manson. Was it
Really? Mansfield?
Yeah, she was supposed.
Really, she was going to be on Gilligan's Island.
They wrote the part for her, but she refused to do it, so they got the other lady.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even remember her name.
Tina Louise.
Tina Louise. That's it.
Good memory, Flex.
I'm a walk-in entertainment encyclopedia.
Marianne is old as shit, and she still goes to these conventions and gets dressed up in the Marianne costume.
Yeah, they love her.
So the character that I'm actually most like, my husband and I make jokes that we're both like the married couple.
The professor,
Thurston and Lovey.
Mr. Howell.
Because that's what we call each other. He calls me Lovey, and I call, we refer to each other that way. And as soon as 4 o'clock rolls around, it's, time for cocktails, and and we do we affect the voice with each other, and that's how we refer to each other.
Lovey.
Cocktail, please, Lovey.
Pour me another cocktail, will you?
Yes. Yeah. No, we used to race home after school, and we used to watch Gilligan's Island every day right after school.
Oh yeah,
me too. Yeah. Me too. Yeah, it was on in syndication.
Gilligan, Brady Bunch, and Andy Griffith. That's what I used to watch.
Yeah, we watched it. Well, we had Andy Griffith here too.
Well, we had I Love Lucy, The Flintstones.
Oh God, the Flintstones.
Hey, you ever see the commercial
Gilligan.
where Fred and Barney are selling Winston cigarettes?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen that.
funny.
It's
Things that- yeah.
smooth.
Yeah.
So we had some different shows up here back in the day that I don't think they had in the States, and one was Mr. Dress Up, and the other one was The Friendly Giant. You would have liked The Friendly Giant, Yam, because there was puppets.
Oh, cool.
And you had Jerome the giraffe, and I can't remember the name of the rooster and of the other little animals. These had these puppets that you talked to, and see, there was Mr. Dress Up, and then there was Friendly Giant, and there was another Canadian show that we used to watch all the time. Can't remember what it was now, but that's what we used to watch.
Well, right after
And
school,
then we used to get the American shows were flown up here on the plane and then rolled, because we only had CBC and then 2 other channels, but it all had to be flown up by plane. So we got all our news and all our hockey games and everything late.
well, we would rush home from school, and the first thing would be cartoons. You know, the like, I wasn't crazy about
Those Looney
Popeye.
Tunes.
Yeah, but you know, there was like Mighty Mouse and
Deputy Dog.
and there was definitely Underdog. Yeah, there's no
And
need
you know what
to
my
fear.
favorite was? Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle,
That
for
was-
sure.
Oh, I
For
love that
sure.
show.
It's like,
Frog.
and they had like spin-offs that were kind of related to Rocky and Bullwinkle, like Sherman and what's the dog and his
Peabody.
boy? Mr. Peabody.
Mr. Peabody.
Yeah.
If I could
Yeah.
buy the series on DVD or whatever, Rocky and Bullwinkle, I would. That was a great show.
I bet you can. I bet you.
I
it might even
happen
be on
to
Netflix.
have it right over there on my.
Really?
Yeah, I got it over there on my video rack.
Yeah.
You can
remember
get it.
Remember Natasha and Boris
Yes.
Badenov?
Yep.
Moose and Squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Watch me. Hey, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. That trick never works.
There was a lot of adult humor in that show.
Nothing up my
Yeah.
sleeve. Presto.
And now for something you'll really like.
Oh gosh.
We had Felix the Cat, too.
I
The
don't-
Professor and Rock Bottom. Yeah. We used to love those crazy TV shows.
Yeah.
Oh, we used to like the Munsters and
Oh, the Monsters.
Addams Family and Brady
Yeah.
Bunch, Gilligan's Island, and what the fuck happened to TV, man? I mean, it used to be good.
They still got it. It's on a cable channel called TV Land.
No, it's,
Yeah,
no,
ours
it's
is
not.
called Deja Vu.
It's
Channel
not.
called Deja Vu.
TV Land runs stuff from the 80s and 90s now.
Yeah. I think they should go back to the old stuff, the real old school stuff.
Like Dragnet.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty
Yes.
boring. I never liked Dragnet when I
Did
was
ya?
a kid.
Didn't you?
No, it's too dry.
This is a
Just
city.
the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
This is a city. Los Angeles, California. I'm smoking a pack and a half of cigarettes a day. I'm
So
a
do you
cop.
guys watch any cable TV shows? Like everybody's buzzing about Game of Thrones these days.
Yep. Well, yeah, reading the books, and yeah, we watched the show Game of Thrones, and Veep with what's her name, the one from Seinfeld, Julie.
Oh, Julie.
Oh,
Julie
yeah,
Louis-Dreyfus.
That show is funny. Oh my god, it just cracks me up. So we watched Game of Thrones, Veep, True Blood's back on, so we're watching that.
How about Dexter?
I stopped watching that one.
How about Weeds? Back when it was on.
We didn't have that one here until it was like way through the series, and so I never really caught on to it because we didn't have it from the beginning. But it looks
Yeah.
like a good one. And there's something else. The Newsroom is coming back on. I think that comes.
Oh, that's a great show.
yeah. So
That
I
is a
think
great
the
show.
series premiere is I think tomorrow or
Oh,
tonight.
great.
It's on tonight. I think it might be on tonight.
Great.
And,
That's the one with Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trying to think of what else there is that we watched. Yeah, but Game of Thrones is pretty good. And it's kind of fun because I've been reading the books, and so I'm quite a ways ahead of the series on TV. So
how faithful is it?
Very. There's a few things that are different, but it's very. But the little wedding that happened where everyone got themselves stuck and killed there.
Now, see, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
I'm just going to shut right up. But anyways, this things happen, and my husband's just like, ah! And my son and I were just kind of going, ah! Because we've seen.
Because you already know.
Yeah. Walking Dead. What about Walking Dead? You like that show?
Yeah, I like that show. Zombies, yeah. Because my son and I are getting ready for the invasion. So all the training we can get, yeah.
Oh yeah. So what's your weapon of choice against zombies? Like a crowbar or a baseball bat, or what do you think?
Katana.
Of course.
You want to have something that is effective and is quiet.
Well, yeah. You can't be shooting the zombies.
Make noise, then they're going to attract more to you. Right?
Yeah, I think a nice long swinging weapon is the way to go.
With a spike on the end, with a big spike.
Well, you don't want to get the spike stuck. If you, oops, hang on a second. Let me take this for a second. Hey, what's going on? We're filming Bulletproof underwear.
Is that Ann?
It's Bejewel.
It's Bejewel.
Say hi to Toby Pace.
Hi, Bejewel. Can't hear, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I put you right up to the mic so you can say hi. Can you? Oh, yeah. You can't hear them because. Okay, hold on. Okay,
hey, Bejewel.
Go ahead.
Hi, Bejewel. Oh, no, I hear her.
Can you hear her?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I took you away. So I got your first call a little earlier, but we were just getting rolling here. So
yeah, we've been on for like almost 3 hours now.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be a record.
Oh shit! Bart is going on strike tomorrow. My commute is going to be. Negotiations just failed. They're going on strike. My commute is going to be a deadly fucking nightmare. I got to cross the Bay Bridge. Oh my god. So all those BART riders are going to have to take to their cars.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's working from home.
Mike.
Oh my god. I should get back to you in just a little. We should be wrapping this up fairly soon. We've been on for a while.
Yeah, we should finish up.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to pop on and say hi on the Skype call, I imagine we could probably. Yeah, if I see you pop on. All right. All right. So I'll call you back in a bit. All right. She said she looks fright right now, so I was going to invite her to the Skype call.
Her hair looks like a broom with the bits.
A broom with the fits.
I'll never
see. That is a total new one. I'm gonna see if that's a common expression. I think maybe that's just one that you made up.
No, it's a Newfoundland expression.
It's a thing, huh?
It's from Newfoundland.
It's an actual thing.
Yeah. Newfoundland. A lot of people call Newfoundlanders Newfies, but it's a Newfoundlander way of talking. We've got a lot of Newfoundlanders in the Yukon, and so you just pick up on things. But there's a lot of really crazy sayings that they say, and yeah, your hair looks like a broom with the bits is one of them. Well, that boy looks like he just got off. He looks like he just got off the boat.
Yeah, well, I've heard that one.
There's all sorts.
I've been told that before. I've been told a lot of things before. Believe me.
So we've been on for about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours.
Okay.
Something like that. Oh, Julie is calling. Let me.
She is? Okay. Say hi
let
to
me
her.
add her to the Skype call here. Hold on, because I can't answer her, or I would get off with you guys here. Hold on. My eyes. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna add. Yeah, add her to the call. I'm having trouble. Can't see it. Oh, there she is. There she is. Hold on.
You got it?
Okay. No.
No?
Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, I just lost the video feed here. Yeah, you do it. It's messing up my recording. Just add her to the Skype call.
Add to group call.
Yeah.
It's not doing nothing.
Let me try it. Let me try it one more time.
All right.
Okay, add people to the call. Okay, and it's alphabetical. Here we go. Add to call. See what happens.
Oh,
There
she
you
is.
go.
All right, let's see if she picks up. She may or may not pick up. We'll see. Let's see.
No.
I guess not.
No.
I guess not.
Well,
Well, geez.
my
Louise.
tank's dry.
Yeah, I'd say we've got a good bulletproof going on here.
Well, more than that, you know what? It's just really nice visiting with the both of you.
Yeah, that's
Nice
my
visiting
favorite thing.
And so congratulations on a whole year and starting season 2.
Thank you.
You know, you guys both contribute a lot to the clan and to the gaming and the website and everything, and it's really great. So thank you to both of you.
Hey, thanks. It's awesome.
Thank you for being on here.
It's awesome to be involved in the clan when there's so many cool people. You know, I mean, it's like it's hard. It's hard to find a clan like we have. I mean, where people get along and a lot more.
Well, there's some cool folks, man. There's some cool folks. Exhibit A.
I belonged to some clans where it was like always rage quitting and well, you were in that clan, Yam. I mean,
yeah.
I played the first time I played Battlefield 3. I didn't know nothing. I spawned on this guy, and I seen this guy running, so I shot him with a rocket launcher. He was sitting there sniping, so he rage quitted, and then went out to the forum and bitched about me about it.
Oh my goodness!
And I was like, man, if you can't, it's like stop right then and
It's
say,
a game.
well,
You remember, like ultimately, it's a game.
even
It's
if
a game.
even if it's a game, why don't you say something to me and say, hey, dude, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
But whatever.
All right, so here we go. If you've made it this far into Bulletproof Underwear,
You are a loyal friend of the show.
you are a friend of the show, and you might consider having some psychological analysis. I think it could be in order. So this is how about a promo? You're watching Bulletproof Underwear. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Hi, gang. You're watching Bulletproof Underwear, Season 2, Episode 1.
There you go. Yeah, so there you go. This is Yam Juice,
This is Flex.
and we'd like to thank our super special guest. Oh wait, hold on.
She's going to be here just a time.
Oh, she doesn't have the correct. Julie, are you there?
She doesn't have the right Skype. Some people need to get Skype Fiber higher to use group video.
Oh,
Right. Well, we're saying our goodbyes anyway.
Yeah.
So, hey, Bejewel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you. I can't see.
Yeah. Well, you don't have the current version of Skype to be on a video on a group
that's
call.
right. I forgot. I just picked up my phone. I could have, I guess, done the slap top.
All right. Well, anyway, we were just in the middle of saying goodbye, so I'll let you say hello.
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 Hi, Joel.
Hey.
What up? Yeah, everybody. This is my own sister, Bejewel.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
So we were actually just saying goodbye. So we're going to say goodbye to you. So for Bulletproof Underwear, thank you very much, Bejewel, for paying this incredibly brief visit. And of course, thank you for our guest, friend of the show, Toby Pace. Wow! Waka 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 waka. All right,
now
so
there's only one thing left to do now.
there is one thing left to do. Now it's official.
I almost tipped over my desk.
Don't you be having an accident there, Plexi.
Yeah, we got enough problems without me breaking something that way.
Yeah, don't break nothing. We might need that shit later.
I'm gonna play some Black Ops and get in on some double XP.
Oh yes, double XP today. I'm gonna go down and spend some time with my sweetie. We've still got 3 hours. We can be out there weeding the yard. So
okay.
I'll open the curtain here so you can see it's still blazing bright out there. So
wow. Land of the midnight sun.
All right.
So anyways, you guys take care.
All right. Thanks a lot.
And you too, Miss Julie. Take care.
Yeah, nice talking at you.
Okay. So we're going to do the thing